You're on. This is Monday, October 21st, year of our Lord 2019, pre-algebra, and you did 6 through 14 on page 137. Getting reacquainted with perimeter and area, not confusing them anymore. No more confusion between perimeter and area and the formulas that go with them, right? Right? No more confusion. Perimeter around the outside and area, everything on the inside. Number 6, you were supposed to find the area and perimeter of that triangle, and you found it to be, the perimeter was 16. You just add up the 3 sides. And the area was the base of 6 times the height of 4, half of that, 12 square centimeters. Did you get 12 square centimeters? The height of that triangle is the perpendicular line. The height cannot be slanted like the 2 sides of the triangle. It's got to be something from the base straight to the top. If they didn't give you that line, you would have to fill in that line and measure it if it wasn't there. Next, number 7, you found the perimeter to be 32 inches, adding them all up. And the area, this was a little tougher, but they diagrammed it for you. The area was 24 square inches. I'm not getting a whole lot of affirmation like yes or amen or smile. Okay. Number 7, the area was 24 square inches. Everybody got it?
No, I got 16 inches.
Okay, what's the base?
4 inches.
4 inches. What was the height?
12 inches.
Well, the only way you could have got 16 is if you somehow, for some reason, added 4 plus 12 instead of multiplying 4 times 12. And then you got to cut it in half, though. 4 times 12, half of that is 24. Number 8, your perimeter was 30 feet. Your area was 30 square feet. Anybody find that odd? Perimeter was 30 feet. You didn't get 30 square feet for area? Okay. Number 9, you had to find the unknown width. The width was 3. I think I did that one on the board on Friday. Number 10, if the whole area, if the area of the whole square is 49 square inches, and all the sides of a square are the same, what makes 49? What's the square root of 49? Go ahead, say it. 7. So the missing side was 7. What is number 11? The missing side. What is y? If the area is 12, what would y have to be?
4.
Y has to be 4 centimeters. Because 6 times 4 gives you 24, and half of 24 is 12. The area was 12. I need to write that down. What number is that? 11. If the area equaled 12, and the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height, and they gave you the, which one they gave you, the base or height? They gave you the height. So 12 equals 1/2 times, the height was 6?
Yeah.
Times the base. 12 equals 3b. b equals 4. Digest that. Look at how we came to that conclusion. The area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. They gave us the area, 12. 12 then is 1/2. 6 was the height. B is still the base. 12 is, what's half of 6? 3 times the base. What's base then? Divide by 3, you get 4. Need to walk through that again?
No.
This is the formula. Yes, you do. The formula for area of a triangle. I have found out now, after the first 9 weeks, that after I explain it once or twice, and I say, everybody got it? And you all go, yeah. And then take a quiz or something. No. So after you say you all got it, I'll do it one more time. Area is half of base times height. They gave us the area. They gave us the height. So we just plug those in. What's half of 6? 3. 3 times b. Divide both sides by 3. The base has to be 4. Yes?
Yeah.
I should do it one more
Is
time.
it 12?
The answer is 4.
No, but like the area, would it be 12?
They told us the area. Yeah, they already gave us the area, 12. And number 11, they told us at the top, the area of this triangle is 12. All right, number 12, speaking of 12. What is y if the width of that rectangle is 9 and the perimeter is 44? Perimeter of a triangle, 2 times L plus W. They gave us the They gave us the width. They gave us the width, and they also gave us the perimeter. 44 equals 2 times L plus 2 times, what was it, 9?
Yeah.
Pay attention here. I'm just taking the formula and plugging in the numbers they gave me. They gave me the perimeter of 44. They gave me the width was 9. So 2 lengths plus 2 widths. 44 then equals 2L plus 18. How do I get rid of the 18?
Subtract 18 from both sides.
26 equals 2L. L equals 13. Did you all get 13?
Yeah.
No, but now I know why. Now I know.
Write the perimeter formula. Fill in what they give you. They gave you the perimeter was 44. They gave you the width was 9. And then do the algebra. The missing length is 13. Everybody got it?
Yeah.
So let's do it one more time.
Yeah.
Write the formula first. Here's what lazy bones doesn't want to do. The laziness in you, the stubbornness in you, doesn't want to write the formula every time. Okay? It takes what? A second and a half? 2 seconds? It took me maybe 2 seconds to write this one. And then, listen, remember back in 5th grade when we first learned formulas like for Fahrenheit and Celsius? And it was like very confusing. And I said, formulas, they're there to make things easier. It's always the same. Just write the formula and then plug in the numbers. They gave you that, they gave you that. And now you're able to figure out what's missing. Number 13. They told you the perimeter of that triangle was 60. What's the perimeter of a triangle? A plus B plus C. So if you add 23 and 17, what's left?
20.
20. And number 14, your length is 8. Same way. Write the formula, fill it in. And now, we're going to do together, not homework, numbers 17 through 23. Ready? Add this to what you already have. 17 through 23. We're going to take about 1 minute to do each of these. Ready? Work as quickly as I do, Zacchaeus. A rectangle has a perimeter of 146 inches, a length of 49 inches. What's the width? Watch this. We're just going to erase this formula and fill in it again. What did they give us?
Perimeter is 146. and
The perimeter is 146. What else did they give us?
The length is 49.
The length is 49. So watch this. 2 times 49 plus 2W. 146 equals 98 plus 2W. How do I get rid of the 98? Subtract 98 from 146. I get 48 equals 2W. What's W equal? If I divide by 2 and divide by 2, 24. That's number 17.
Can you do the next one?
Right, yes. Oh, slower?
Yes. Yes.
Look, here's the formula. Did they give you the perimeter in number 17?
Yeah.
146. Did they give you the length? You got to find W. Number 18. Ready for 18?
Yeah.
A triangle has an area of 36 square meters and a height of 8 meters. What's its base? Area of a triangle. You tell me from memory. Don't look. What's the area of a triangle?
1.5 times 3.
1/2.
Okay? 1/2 BH. And when things are written next to each other, that means you're multiplying all those things together. They told us that the area was 36, and they told us the height was 8. So area equals, 36 equals, what was the height?
8.
8. 1/2 times 8 times B. Is it okay if I change the order? Right?
Yes.
It's multiplication. It doesn't matter which order you do it. So 36 equals 4B. What's B equal? Do you understand how I got 4B, Kara?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure.
1/2 of 8.
Yeah.
I divide by 4. Divide by 4.
No.
B equals 9.
I knew that.
You guys already done with that? You already wrote that?
I'm special.
Number 19. A triangle has an area of 5 and a base, of 2x. What's the height of the triangle in terms of x? That doesn't scare us. You know why? Because all I'm going to do is write the formula and fill in what they gave us. Has an area of 5 and a base of 2x. Is it okay if I erase this? Everybody got number 18 down?
Yes.
What's the area?
5
5.
square meters.
What's the base?
2x.
1/2 times 2x, and we need to find h, right? Times h. What's half of 2x?
1.
What's half of 2x? 1x. Half of 2x is 1x. Can I hear an amen?
Amen.
So 5 equals xh. I'll stop there. Digest that. If half of 2x is 1x, and we're multiplying everything together, then the area is x times the height. When you're done with this, you're still going to be like, well, what is it? Well, we don't know, because we don't know what x is. But we're solving it in terms of x. So when we do find out what x is, we'll know. How do I get rid of, if I want to know what x is, how do I get rid of the h?
Divided
Divide both sides by
by x.
h. No, look. What's attached to the x? The h is attached to the x. How do I undo multiplication? Divide. They took x and they multiplied it by h, so I'm going to divide by h. 5 over h. Now, that looks bizarre to you. So if you were to do that one on your own, you'd be like, this can't be right. This x equals 5 over h. Got it? Number 20. A rectangle has an area of 70 and a width of 3.5 W. What's going to cause the middle schooler to lose their mind? Because it's a decimal. You know how to work with decimals. If the area is 70 and the width is 3.5 W, what's the length in terms of W? It's okay if I erase this?
Yeah.
What's the formula for area of a rectangle? Ella? Length times width. Now, fill in what they gave us. They said area was 70 and width is 3.5 W. Length times 3.5 W. They want to know the length. How do I get rid of 3.5 W? Yeah, I have to divide, listen, in order to get L by itself, I have to divide this side by 3.5 W. And if I divide this side by 3.5 W, I got to divide this side by 3.5 W. So the answer is, what is 70 divided by 3.5? I go, whoop. How many times does 35 go into 70 twice? Bring down 0. 20 over W. Hi. Wait, that's good. Thank you very much. That was quick.
Yeah, well, it had to be.
Whatever she did. Yeah.
She did.
All right. Okay, listen. You know how to divide decimals. The length is, in terms of W, 20 divided by W. You don't know what it is yet, because they didn't tell us what the width was. They just told us that it's 3.5 the width. I know you don't totally get it. You do? What's the formula for area? Did they give us the area?
Yeah.
You get it so far?
Yeah.
You just put 70 for area. Did they give us the width?
Yeah.
Kind of. They didn't, but they did. They gave us something, right? How do you get rid of, when something's multiplied by L, how do you get rid of it? You divide it. Both sides. This becomes 70 over 3.5. We found that was 20. 20 over 1W. 20 over W. That's the length. You don't know what it is yet until they tell us what the width is. But once we find out what the width is, boom, we'll know the length. If the width was 4, we'll know the length was 5. Right? If we found out that the width was 4, what would the length be? 5. 20 divided by 4. Woo! Number 21. You're supposed to find the area of the shaded region. Uh-oh. Man, this is a lot of thinking for a Monday morning, Noah. How am I going to find the area of just the shaded part? Somebody get that Monday mind engaged. And at least let's get started with, how are we going to find it? What do we have to do to find out the area of just the shaded part, Dominic? If you don't know how to write it down yet, look at number 21 and try to figure out how we would even, how do we go about finding the area of just the shaded part?
You figure out the whole entire.
Okay, first thing Dominic says, is we got to figure out the area of the whole thing. You with him? And then what we got to do, Dominic?
Then you have to find the area of the little box in the center.
And then do what?
Subtract them.
And then take it out. We have to find the area of the whole thing and then subtract from that the area of the white box. Does that make sense? And if we take out the white box, we'll have what's left. And that'll be the shaded part. So it's a rectangle. We can almost do this in our heads. Watch this. What's the area of a rectangle? Okay, so that whole thing is a 6 by 4. What's the area of that whole thing? 24. What's the area of the inside?
8.
It's a 2 by 4. 8. 24 minus 8, what's left?
16.
And you thought that was going to be hard. Let's do that again, slow motion. The whole rectangle. The whole rectangle is 6 times 4, 24. The smaller white rectangle is 2 times 4, 8. Take out the 8, and what do you got left? 24 minus 8, 16. Next one, number 22. Same thing. Area of a, what is that, square? Area of a square. 10 squared. What's the area of the whole thing? 100. Area of a triangle. 1/2 base times height. What do you prefer, to take 8 times 6 and cut it in half, or take half of 8 and times it by 6? Doesn't matter. Or do you want to take half of 6 and times it by 8? Guess what you're going to get every which way you do it? 24. What's 100 minus 24? 76. This looked like it was going to be hard. We're doing it without even writing anything down. Sid, what's the area of that whole rectangle, number 23? Okay, you might have to write this down. I would love if you could do that mentally, but nobody in here is expected to be able to do 24 times 15 mentally. It would be awesome to be able to do. The whole area of the whole rectangle is length times width. 24 times 15.
142.
No.
330.
Wait.
Closer.
320. 360.
Hold on.
360.
Yes. Sid, did you get 360? 360. What am I taking out? What's the base of that triangle?
24.
Come on, see it. Evelyn, look at that triangle, that white triangle inside the blue shaded rectangle number 23. Do you see the base is 24? Because it takes up the whole bottom. Now here's the hardest part. What's the height of that triangle? They didn't give us one of those dotted lines, but they still gave us the height. They still gave us the height. There's still a perpendicular line from the base to the top. They still. Why did you go to church like that where the preacher was going at the end on Sunday?
No.
Have you ever been to a church like that? I have.
Yeah, I've watched it on TV.
No, I did. My mom used to take me to his church on the south side, and that's how he preached. Ha! So the base is 24. They didn't draw one of those lines, but what's the height, Noah? 15. We got to take 1/2 base times height.
How much coffee have you had this morning?
1/2 base times height.
Irrelevant.
Okay, I can do 24 times 15 and take half of it, or I could say to myself, I'd rather take half of 24 first. What's half of 24? I can do that quickly in my head. 12. What's 15 times 12? 180. We found out that the area of the whole thing was 360. The area of the triangle is 180. What's left, Brett? 180.
Yeah.
So the area of the shaded part is 180. All good? And now we can finally get started on today's lesson. Which, whoa. You're thinking, listen. It's going to take me 2 minutes to explain today's lesson. Solving inequalities using addition or subtraction. Here's the lesson, right? It's not even going to take 2 minutes. Julia, Sawyer, Johnny. To solve inequalities using addition or subtraction, it's the same as an equation. You can add or subtract the same thing from both sides of an inequality, and it'll still be a true inequality. So you ready to get started? No, seriously, that's it.
We should call it a day.
To solve inequalities that are where you add and subtract, it's the same rules as an equation. You can add or subtract the same thing from both sides of an equation, and it'll still be true. Whatever they do to the variable, you undo it. Just do it to both sides. Watch. Let's dive in. Go down to number 5, 141. Bottom of 141, number 5. X minus 3 is greater than negative 2. X minus 3 is greater than negative 2. How have you learned to get rid of that negative 3? They subtracted 3, so you're gonna add 3. Plus 3 plus 3. X is greater than,
Negative 2. Or a positive.
oh boy.
1.
It's a negative 2 and a positive 3.
One.
Signs are different. Find the difference between 3 and 2 is, use the sign of the larger positive. X is greater than 1. Here's the biggest thing you got to learn about this lesson. To be able to draw a number line. How do you graph X is greater than 1? It looks like this. You don't have to be a great artist. Here's 0. Here's 1, 2, 3. If X is greater than 1, I'm going to put a circle around the 1, a little circle, open circle, not colored in, and I'm going to make a bold arrow going to the right, because everything greater than 1 fits this problem. Think about it. What's 2 minus?
1.
No, it's not.
Or negative 1.
Is negative 1 greater than negative 2?
Yes.
Okay? Anything where X is greater than 1 fits this. What's 10 minus 3?
7.
Is 7 greater than negative 2?
Yes.
Yes.
What's 118 minus 3?
115.
Is 115 greater than negative 2?
Yes.
Everything greater than 1 is a solution to that problem. That's how you do it right there. Got it?
Yeah.
Let's go to number 7. I'm jumping to number 7, bottom page 141. 12 is greater than or equal to P plus 14. 12 is greater than or equal to, what was it? Okay, how do I get rid of the positive 14, Casey? I subtract 14. That leaves me with P over here. If I subtract 14 from this side,
You get negative 2.
negative 2. Noah, signs are different. Find the 14 and 12 differences.
2.
Which one has the greater?
14.
So you're going to negative 2. So I got negative 2 over here. Okay. P is, this is how this reads, Jonathan. P is less than or equal to negative 2. So if I was going to graph that, here's 0, here's 1, here's negative 1, here's negative 2. Now here's the biggest difference. Over here I had an open circle. Everything greater than 1 fits that inequality. Here it's P is less than or equal to negative 2. You see how I'm reading that? P is less than or equal to negative 2. So here's negative 2. I don't have an open circle. I have a closed-in circle. Why?
Because it's equal.
Because it's including negative 2 this time. Here it had to be greater than 1. Here it's everything including negative 2 and less. So the arrow goes to the left. Everything, negative 2 and beyond, and less, fits this solution. What if P was negative 4? Is negative 4 less than negative 2? What if P was negative 126? Is negative 126 less than negative 2? What if P was negative 2? Is negative 2 less than or equal to negative 2? So when you graph it, if it's not equal, if it's not less than or equal, it's an open circle. If it's greater than or equal, it's a closed circle because it includes that number. Yes?
Why didn't, could you just, on the first one you did, could you just put the circle,
At 1.
Not just put enclosed on 2?
Here?
Yeah.
You can't close anything. It's greater than 1. Everything that's greater than 1. 1 million fits that.
Yeah.
If I put 1 million in there for X, it would be true. Listen, if I put 1.1, it would be true. So there's no closed circle. It has to be greater than 1.
Okay.
Here, it's -2 and everything less than that. Page 142. Number 2. Which one are you going to match it with? Which of those graphs means x is less than -1? Come on, Kim. Match me up. Number 2 goes with which graph on page 142? X is less than -1. First question you have to ask yourself, is the circle going to be closed in or open? It's going to be open because it's not equal to. X is less than -1. Which way is your arrow going to go if it's less than? To the left. So now, which one of those graphs says x is less than -1, Elise? C. Number 3, which one of those graphs says that x is less than or equal to 1? It's less than or equal to. Is your dot going to be closed in or open? Closed, because it says equal to. Kira, it's going to be A. Number 4, which one are you going to match that with? Greater than or equal to 1? B, and obviously last one is D. X is greater than -1. Your job is six through 13, since there's only 5 minutes left. 6 through 13. I'm too easy. I'm
You're
too
not-
easy.
you're-
No.
Get 6 through 10.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm going to do 6 on the board. Remember, you have to graph it. It's just drawing a number line.
Oh, we do?
It's Monday.
X minus 5 is less than I gotta add 5 to both sides, so x is less than 10. I'll stop there. Who's confused? You confused? I have to add 5 to both sides. These be with x is less than 10. How do I graph it? How about if I start over here with 0 this time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, -1. X is less than 10. I'm going to put a circle around 10, an open dot, open circle, because 10's not included. Everything less than 10. Actually, to make it clear on your graph, maybe you should just above that go like this. And that indicates that what makes this a true statement? What if x was 9? What's 9 minus 5? Is 4 less than 5? That's why 9's included in the solution. What's 3 minus 5? Is -2 less than 5? That's why it's included. Everything less than 9's or 10's included. What's 10 minus 5? Is 5 less than 5? That's why it's not included. What's 11 minus 5? What is 6 less than 5? That's why 11 is not included. It's everything less than 10. So it's not that you don't get it, you just don't want to write it. Uh-huh. Doesn't he know it's Monday? Doesn't he know it's Monday?
Nobody likes Mondays.
Who would do this to a kid on a Monday?
Yeah.
Doesn't he know we're only 13?
Mr. Brandon, what's 60?
I'm 12.
68 degrees.
You're chilly?
Yes.
You know that's did you know that's perfect for a Monday morning? Because you know what the chilly air does? Zacchaeus wants to go sleep, but he can't. It's too chilly.
I think
Yeah.
80 times a year, so. It's admitting
No,
to it.
It's harder to go to sleep, Lauren.
I have a
No,
jacket
it's
on.
not.
I'm not cold. They're cold.
Who's cold?
Rachel.
Rachel?
She's cold.
We're not talking about cold-hearted.
Cold-hearted? I believe in you.
I
Mr.
still know
Franklin,
what
who do
you
you got
games.
this week?
I tricked that.
Now, are you cold-hearted?
Lisbon then Towson.
Oh, I
What's
would.
Lisbon's record?
1-7.
What?
1-7.
So then,
And guess what Pal State?
what?
0-8.
Yeah, Pal State, he killed Pal State 46 to
First
14.
of all, they banned me out.
So 2 more games where Chase only gets to play half.
Mr. Franklin, I wonder what Hale scores like.
Why?
Because we're killing the halftime so puts on. Yes,
How many times did you have
I have, listen to my words, I'm saying it correctly. I have drunk a half cup of coffee.
No.
Whatever's in here is where it started and it's half.
I'm guessing a half gallon.
I have drunk half of this.
Sugar isn't that big. Half gallon.
Actually none, it's just creamer.
How many coffee grains did you put in that?
We got rid of
What do you got? 6 through 13, that was it. Can't get any easier than that.
Richard Drummond, you see the comment?
That's me.
She's at the end. Why are you guys
Who's gonna be Towson?
Seriously?
What, this gets to play a half each one.
We pulled out 2 of our freshmen scored, the freshman got a safety. We had no idea what that was.
I was just like, yo, and you're like, how
We thought they were bad, but
that was a good time to roll on some.
What's that tell you about?
we beat them worse than Palestine.
Wait, you guys beat Boca?
The thing is, the sad part is, it's such a big rivalry. It's not even the kids, it's the adults that get
I
involved.
didn't see that coffee.
So we're not allowed to, I mean, we're going to that game, but he doesn't want us to. See ya.
How strong is that stuff?
You can do it. You can do it.
My God. Get up! 29 days traverse for 79 months and by your route for 4,000 years.
Why?
What?
Why?
Why what? Are we reading?
Wait,
Why?
why?
Are you reading? My hand.
Oh, it's math, dear. It's money.
Oh!
Stop.